All right. How are you, my beautiful friends, Cancer? Let's see what we got for Cancer for this week, okay? All right, so this is a general reading. Please don't make any drastic decisions based on this reading. If there is a message for you, you'll know within 1 minute. Don't force it. If it's not speaking to you, it's meant for somebody else. There might be a small message for you. So, and if not, consider entertainment. We're going to do a general reading, and then we are going to pull some messages. And at the end, we're going to do the yes or no coin. So if you have a question, hold on to it. Let me switch camera. Hold on to it. And at the end, we're going to pull a yes or no coin, okay? Shouldn't take more than 14, 15 minutes. I do not like long videos, so I'm not going to hold you forever here. In the meantime, prepare the table here. I'm almost done. If you need something personal instead, like really personal, then at the bottom left, you're going to see the address. I think I got a sneeze. And book whatever you like. And that's going to be really personal. Going to blow your mind. Okay, my dear Cancer, beautiful Cancer. The card at the bottom of the deck is the energy you are traversing right now from the spiritual perspective. This might be what you want. This is what might be what you need to do, spiritually speaking. In other words, the universe is telling you this is what you are spiritually. However, the card on the table in the middle here, that's what you're dealing with on the physical plane, meaning this might be what you want or what you need, but this is what you're actually dealing with. Sometimes it's a totally different story between this and that. So let's see. As far as energetically speaking, you don't want to fight anymore. You want to avoid arguments. You want peace. You're hiding the weapons so that you guys don't have to fight. Or there might be people around you that want to fight for some reason. And you say, look, why do we have to fight? Why can't we just be friends? Let's find a solution. What is the point? What is the point of fighting? You know. And yeah, you want stability. You want love. You're a strong person. Absolutely. Why fight? What is the point of fighting? Now, let's see instead of what you're dealing with. I told you. They match perfectly. You don't want to fight. See? There are people around you, possibly up to 6 people, believe it or not. Up to 6 people that are ganging up against you, and they just want to drive you crazy, and they're trying to stimulate anger out of you. We're going to find out what's going on. But instead you say, no, I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight. I'm done with arguing. So this is good. This is good. So let's see now what brought you here. So this is the last 3 months. Okay. I believe you're withdrawing. You've been withdrawing, meaning you decided to put yourself first. You decided to love yourself. Perhaps you're coming from a relationship that ended in the past. You've been focused on yourself. You've been focused on your work. You've been focused on making money. Been focused to fix yourself financially. You made that decision. And so you've been focusing on yourself the last 3 months. The problem is some people around you don't like that. They see you, first of all, they're jealous. They see you that you're happier. And they feel set aside. Oh, how come you don't have time for me anymore? How come this? How come that? Oh, she is or he is too good for us, whatever. So they're trying to cause turmoil around you, but you really don't want turmoil, okay? So, well, look, this card got left on the table on its own. I didn't do it on purpose. You were stabbed in the back. And you remember when George Bush says, fool me once, how did he say? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Well, he said it the wrong way, but you know what I mean. He said, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. You know what I mean, he says. Anyways, that's exactly what's going on here. You got fooled once and you say, you know what? I got to make myself stronger. This is not working for me. So you became your own person. You became your own source of strength. And this did not sit right. This is you, Cancer. You got out of the house. You got out of always being there for everyone. You were surrounded by artificial security. Oh, don't worry, we're going to look after. Maybe this is a family you married into. I don't know. Or maybe this is your own family. Oh, don't worry, we're going to look after you. You don't have to worry about nothing. But in reality, you were a prisoner. You were a prisoner. So the people that told you that you're going to be safe staying indoors with them, they were actually biting you. They were actually stabbing you in the back. You remember the card I showed you a minute ago? Stabbed you in the back. And you said, that's it. Enough is enough. The 10 of Swords is, that's it. Enough is enough. There is no 11 of Swords. So you go from the 9 of Swords, which is a lot of suffering, and you need to wake up. Then the 10 of Swords, you say, okay, I'm waking up. Enough is enough. So when you tried to show your strength, when you tried to, you know what, I need to get out, I need to change air a little bit, I need to go on a trip, I need to go for a little trip on my own, even my car, I'm just going to go to the next city and just spend a weekend there. I need to have some time for myself. They didn't like that. They didn't like that. So you got news, which basically upset everything. And it was a sudden news which caught you by surprise. And that's when you said, okay, I'm out of here. Or this is not me. I don't want to do this anymore. So this is what you went through, been going through the last 3 months. Don't forget, general reading might not match everyone. Of course, cannot match everyone. So this is not a bad start, my dear friends. This is about gaining control of yourself. In other words, claiming your power instead of then trying to cater to other people all of the time. So right there, see? So it was a sudden realization after you received some news, the last straw, that's it. Enough is enough. Now, let me clarify the middle here. You want the real thing. You want real love. You want real people around you. You don't want fakery. So perhaps you were in a relationship. Yeah, look, brand new beginning, brand new attraction, brand new, whatever you want to call it. This is physical attraction. This is material rebuilding. The hand of God that gives you power. So in other words, you say, you know what? I am powerful. Why do I need to depend on other people that promise this and that, but then in reality they make me a prisoner? I don't want to be like this. So you take matter in your own hands, no pun intended. You see that? Okay? So now, let's see what we got coming up for you guys. So even though you might have lost the support of a family, even though you might have lost the perceived security of a household, or perceived the friendship of a friend, perceived, that's keyword, you are willing to risk it all because you want the real thing. You feel like left out, you don't belong. It's like you don't count. This makes you very, very sad. And like I said before, you need to spend some time alone, the hermit, to think things over. So the next 3 months, my dear Cancer, you are going to reconsider everything and decide what to do next. So you're going to leave. Although risky, there's some risk associated with it. And you might be alone or with family. You might have children. You might have, maybe you and your husband, you and your wife are going to leave your family, meaning your parents. Perhaps you've been with them because they give you free housing, but they're driving you bananas. Maybe it is you, your wife, and your child, or maybe you're single. In other words, it is time to leave the nest. This perceived security, which in reality enslaves you. It is time, my dear friends. So after long conversations and a lot of heartache, you cannot do that. So this could be a failed relationship, a betrayal, could be family, could be work even. In other words, after a long time thinking and considering, and after some time which you had a chance, where you had a chance to find yourself, you said, you know what? Enough is enough. So let me see now the final outcome or any final suggestions. So you've been dealing with Virgo, Taurus, Pisces, Leo, Taurus. Yeah, those are the signs who might be dealing, perhaps Aquarius as well. Now, final outcome. Take matters in your own hands. You have the power that you need. Nothing can stop you. The universe, God, whatever you want, is giving you all four aces: money, love, clarity, and power. Use it. The old you must completely die in order for the sun to come up again. You see the sun over here? So this is, call it a dark night of the soul, call it rebirth, call it whatever you want, but your old way of thinking and doing has to go in order for you to find yourself. Clarity. You need clarity because you've been confused. You've been mixed up. You've been stuck. You don't want to be like that anymore. You need to find yourself. This is really what this reading is all about. It's about finding yourself. Do not depend on others. Simple as that. That's the message, my dear friends. Okay? Find yourself. You have the power. Okay? Good. Now, let's see what your love message is. I don't know. This to me sounds more like a family, or you basically need to find your own independence. 1, 2, 3, and 4. You deserve love, for God's sakes. There you go. Now, let's see what the oracle would like to tell you, or someone, or a combination of both. 1 and 2. There are 2 messages from someone. Let's see what they would like to say. Number 1, I won't let you down. So somebody really disappointed you. I still have feelings for you. So some of you left a relationship behind, or you're leaving a relationship behind. There you go. Now, yes or no coin, think of your question. Think of your question. The answer is yes. There you have it. Let's pull an angelic message, and then we do the compatibility run, okay? And then we're going to be done. All right. Angelic message. Epiphany. Archangel Raziel. Epiphany means waking up. Joy to spiritual growth. Be a light to others. Answers that come through meditation. So it's time for you to find yourself. Epiphany is like, what am I doing? Can't do this anymore. There you are. Now, let's see how compatible you are right now with other signs, okay? And let's switch it like that. That's better. Okay, so you are Cancer. We're going to start from Aries. We're going to go all around. Okay, so Cancer with Aries. And that's Aries right there. Well, look, financially, you're going to be fine, but I don't see that a lot of happiness. I don't see the real love. I see just financial. You guys can go places, but There's more than just money, right? Taurus. Taurus, gorgeous relationship, beautiful in every sense of the word. With Gemini, a lot of fire in the bedroom, but that's about it. A lot of excitement. Two Cancer together. Two Cancer together, for us, crazy as it might seem, you guys turn your shoulders to each other. I think you're mirror image. So sometimes we don't like seeing what we don't want to see about ourselves. Cancer with Leo. Cancer with Leo, no. Don't even think about it right now. Usually it's wonderful, but right now, don't even think about it. With Virgo, beautiful. Right now, gorgeous. The best card in the deck. With Libra, they want to lay down the law. In other words, if you want to be with a Libra right now, it's going to have to be their way or nothing. What about Scorpio? Disaster. Don't even think about it. With Sagittarius, balance the relationship. You work together. With Capricorn, cannot make up their mind. They love you, they want to be with you, but then the next day they change their mind. Or perhaps it is you doing that. What about Aquarius? With Aquarius, you're going to get down working and you're going to make this work really, really good. And you guys are also the opportunity to start a business, a venture. You're going to do really well. It's a relationship that can go very, very far. And finally, Pisces. With Pisces, makes you recognize who you are, and it gives you the push to get out of the house and start living. And the more you do that, the more you're going to be rewarded. So with Pisces can be a really good relationship right now. Okay. Thank you, my dear friends. I hope there was a message for you there. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, would you mind clicking on this red button and I read all your messages. I really appreciate all your suggestions. And if you need anything personal, bottom left, SethTeachings.org, just go there, book whatever you like. Thank you so much. God bless you. See you soon.